Now, one thing that you'll find pretty often in any kind of complex application is that there are different validation scenarios for the same classes. So we have looked a little bit at rule sets, but I want to show you exactly how rule sets work and how you can use them here. So we have our string length validator here, and we don't have specified a rule set. So by default, everything's using a default rule set. When we create our person validator, we're just creating the validator and we're not specifying a rule set. We have the option here in the constructor to specify a rule set, and if we do so, only rules from that rule set will be used for the validation. So if I go into our person here and I specify in here a rule set, let's go ahead and make two rule sets here. Let's do one, we'll say rule set A, and then let's create another string length validator on here, and we'll make this rule set B. And for rule set A, we'll keep it as from 5 to 500, and we'll say here the string was too long. And then for this other one, we're going to say the string was too short. And we'll make it so this one is going to go from, let's say, 1 to 5, because most likely it'll be too short. And actually, we should probably make this one short and this one long. If it's over 5 for rule set B, it's probably going to be too long. So we have rule set A and rule set B. They're checking two opposite conditions here. One's validating from range 5 to 500, the other one's validating from range 1 to 5. So if we just run our program as it is right now, without specifying a rule set, you can see here the person is valid. And that's because we're not applying any rule set, so these are not going to be applied. It's just applying the default rule set. So if we go into our program here though, and we change this, so when we're creating our person validator, if we specify a rule set, for example, let's specify A, now we're going to be running rule set A. So since A is going to be shorter than 5, we're going to get string was too short because that's part of rule set A. So I've run this here, and you can see we're getting string was too short. So now let's switch this up and let's do rule set B. Now we should expect that it'll be valid in this case because J is going to be between 1 and 5. So I'll run this, and you can see person was valid. And if we change this around, so we make it so that this is, let's say, Johnny. Now this is going to be over 5, and we're still running rule set B, so I'm going to run this, and now we're getting string was too long. So this is pretty useful when you want to have a different set of rules. You could imagine that you might have several different rule sets that depend on the particular context of your application. So perhaps at some time you want to make sure that a certain value is within a specified range, but at a different point of your application it needs to be within another range. You can apply different rule sets and have all these rules in the same place so that you don't have to write some complex custom validation logic for each different scenario.